Hello everyone and welcome to another game of World of Warships. So today it's one of my replays again and I'm in my beloved Shimakaze. I'm on the map North and well, obviously a Titan battle, there is no carrier, there are 3 destroyers and the only raider, well I just got raided there but the Des Moines is not actually where I am. He's more like trying to cover the sea cap and there was no reason for me to run away. I mean I'm already outside of the raider and you know there was nothing here to shoot me anyway. So I'm getting a free cap. So basically I spawned more towards the right side together with my division mates and we've decided to split up to cover B and C. We have the Yu Yang inside A, so I guess a very good split by our destroyers. Now we have the usual teammates that here on the right side are too afraid to do anything. We will see how that goes. Now at least the Yamato might even be getting shots at this Des Moines or the Hindenburg. Because with this Des Moines here, I don't think Viper will be able to take this capture point. So meanwhile, I've decided to go help at A. Now our team is also very afraid of the A cap, it looks like. I mean, it's a very scary looking cap, isn't it? But I have the opportunity to launch some torpedoes here, which could come in handy. And I felt like that I can be more help at A than at C. The thing is, it's very hard to get good torpedo salvos off at sea. When you look at it, I mean, this Des Moines is basically forcing a destroyer to stay a little bit in the back. And the Thunder and the Yamato are too far away to torpedo, and going to the 9-10 line is probably not very productive. Meanwhile, if I go here towards A, I have a huge enemy force that's aggressive that I can potentially hit with torpedoes, and I can help take this cap. And considering that there is no carrier and no radar at A side, it shouldn't be too problematic. There is a Kurfürst with Hydro. There's a Minotaur with Hydro. So those are obviously things I have to be wary of. But other than that... And it looks like I'm getting a few hits there into the Kurfürst. I could have tried going directly into the cap, but it seemed like a little bit too much of a risk with the Minotaur so close. I mean, okay, Minotaur Raider isn't as scary as like German Hydro. But anyway. So I'm dodging some torps, that's good. And maybe I can now actually get into the cap and get some capping done, although... I mean, the Kurfürst is slowly creeping closer, but he isn't quite here yet. Now, meanwhile, on the seaside, I've managed to sink the Des Moines, and I'm not sure why Viper is leaving. I think he got a little bit frustrated there. Basically, the sea cap would now be open for the taking. If Viper was there, he could just take this cap and the enemy couldn't do much about it. I mean, Viper has lost a lot of health already, but with the radar gone, there is no threat for him there. But anyway, I mean, at least his Hydro here might be rather useful dealing with the Holland and the gearing. So, there is that. Now I'm trying to talk this Kurfürst, and I've been rather wary of this cap so far. The thing is that the enemy has a lot of ships rather close, right? Now I am outspotting the gearing in the Holland, but if I sail nose first into like the gearing, or the Holland, but it, like, I mean I could try to slow down immediately, but I would probably run into the detection rather quickly. And then all of those ships would be shooting me. And sure I can then try to disappear in smoke, but it's... With that many enemy ships this close, it's a little bit concerning. Now, we don't necessarily need this cap ASAP. Also, both sides have a cap, right? And C is still contested. And I'm getting some torps into the Kurfürst. That's lovely. So the Kurfürst is already pretty low. And maybe somebody can finish him off. But I guess it's finally time for me to enter this cap. So the enemy is a little bit less aggressive now. I guess they've eaten enough torps and they're like, you know what? Maybe we'll just fall slightly back. And if they do that, that finally allows me to go in there without too much risk. Now the Holland and the gearing are still somewhere there towards my left. I mean, I'm not RPF'd. But there could be torps coming from the direction, so that's something to watch out for. Also, I have this island that I could run behind needed. So right now, I'm just probably reversing to get a better angle against the smoke screen, and the potential enemy destroyers. And yeah, I'm not getting any torps into those battleships, which is a shame. And look, there is the Holland. So I could technically just smoke up here and shoot the Holland, which is what I'm going to do. Now the Shimakaze has the majority of her firepower in the rear. They have 2 guns there, which means I can keep my rear pointed towards the Holland, therefore minimizing the chance of getting torpedoed, and, well, use 2 of my gun turrets. Of course the Holland just disappeared, and I got resetted, which is a shame. Now it looks like I might be able to get torps into the Burgundy. I'm not sure, he's turning. Is he going to turn? Yeah, well, we see. Torps are on the way. I would like to torpedo this smoke, but it's not worth showing broadside, that would be way too risky. So I'm reversing out of my smoke to get some spotting done, and look at that, I found enemy destroyers. Unfortunately, there are torpedoes coming my way, but I should be fine. So, but this was exactly the idea, you know. Slightly reverse out of the smoke, get some spotting done, and then go back into the smoke if there is too much opposition. And we got the Holland, the process that worked. Also, look at how many shells there went this way. So it looks like for once my team actually paid attention and shot the gearing. So the gearing should have taken a bit of a beating there. The gearing is still inside the cap circle, otherwise, you know, I would be camping. Which means I could do the same thing again. Like, peek out slowly and then spot the gearing. Also, I think the Kurfürst might be close enough. The thing is, if the gearing starts shooting me, then I go back into the smoke. The gearing can't see me anymore, but I probably can still see the gearing because he would be spotted by the Kurfürst. But at least that's what my hope is. So we go out, get the salvo into the gearing. I flee into my disappearing smoke screen. Well, I mean, my smoke screen disappeared, but you know, so did the gearing. Well, this worked. Now, the sea cap still hasn't been taken. Our force here, I'm not sure what they are doing, right? I mean, they were too far in the back a little bit here in the 8-9 line. I mean, they didn't push the 9-10 line, but they didn't really push the sea cap either, and now they're just sailing away. Anyway, it looks like I've finally managed to secure A, well, with the help of the team, I guess. And then, well, I guess it's time to switch flanks, because honestly there isn't much I can do here. The enemy, well, the Burgundy is slightly coming closer. Maybe Viper can go after that, but basically the Kurfürst, the Kremlin, the Yoshino, they're all running away, and, you know, torpedoing a battleship that's running away is pretty damn hard. And not really worth the time. On the other hand, if the enemy is pushing the sea camp, you know, I can be rather useful over there. It looks like our Thunderer is going in, although he doesn't really have much help there, so that's probably not ending well, especially looking at his hit points. But it looks like the enemy finally decided to push the sea cap, right? We have the Minotaur there, we have whatever that battleship is, and the Kleber and the Minotaur. And if the enemy is pushing, that's more like what I want as a torpedo boat. A torpedo boat is incredibly strong to stop a push, but rather weak to stop enemies from running away. Now I've jumped a little bit ahead here because nothing of interest was happening while I was casually sailing across the map. And now I've sort of arrived here close to sea. There is a Thunderer coming in. And the Thunderer is basically on the edge of my torpedo range. It looks like he's slowly getting close, or well, he's stopping here, so... Yeah, I have 2 torp launches on the way. The thing is, I can't get closer with this Kleber in the way. Of course, I can't afford to get... Oh, and there is a Minotaur. So, now the plan for my 3rd launcher is I'm waiting for this Minotaur to stop inside his smoke screen, and then I will launch kind of where he stops inside his smoke screen, so that's the plan. Now the torp salvos that are already on the way might actually be hitting the Minotaur. Now the Minotaur doesn't necessarily know that I'm here. Then again, the Minotaur was spotted, so if he makes the connection, then he has to realize that the destroyer is around, right? Well, then again, I mean, maybe he didn't have hide already, or maybe he just had no... Maybe he just didn't have a way to escape despite seeing them. Who knows? The Minotaur is gone, and I'm rather happy about that. Now overall, our team has actually a pretty nice lead points-wise. Ship-wise, it's still anyone's game, I guess. And my plan now is spot the Kleber. Now, the one thing that I'm afraid of, well, there's a Kleber torps. Kleber has, I think, 8 kilometer torp range, so he could easily catch me with them. Now, the Kleber doesn't have RPF, so he doesn't know exactly where I am. But nothing stops him from launching random torps. Now, my allies here are too far away, so it makes no sense for the Kleber to try to torp them. Which is a positive for me here, because if he tried to torp the Hindenburg, I might be sailing into them. If I was this Kleber, I'd probably have blind launched in this direction, but then again, it's also possible that I would be going towards the sea cap, trying to torp the Thunderer, so maybe the Kleber is assuming that. Maybe he just torped somewhere where I can't see them. Who knows? But so far, this is working. Now I have a choice to make. I can try to defend B, or I can go after C. The Thunderer still seems to be there. If the Thunderer is just sitting inside or close to the sea cap, there is a chance that I could just torp him, but there's also a chance that I'm gonna miss and then not get the sea cap. Now, here for B, the plan is still, you know, keep the Kleber spotted, because I'm trusting on my Hindenburg to handle this. If the Kleber has to stay inside the cap circle, then his maneuverability is a little bit limited, because, you know, doesn't want to sail out of it. Now I took a shot here because it was a free shot. It gave away my position, which is a negative, but on the bright side, you know, I could get a little bit of damage and a reset into the Kleber without risk return fire, thanks to that island. And now I'm just trying to get a few more torps in, like, you know, make it harder for this Kleber to maneuver, and then I'm going to spot him again and let the Hindenburg do his... Oh, those torps look very good. Okay, so I guess I don't have to spot the Kleber now. And, you know, with this is basically over. So the Thunderer has decided to start moving forward again, but it's far too late. We are at 966 points, and there is no way for the enemy to change that. They are nowhere near our caps. Well, I mean, if they start sinking ships rather quickly, maybe they could delay this, but... yeah. This is a weak. Well, maybe somebody can sink the Yoshino, but, you know, not gonna happen, I think. And that brings us to the results. So this went pretty well for me, and the enemy ate plenty of fish, which is always quite nice. And I think there was quite an exciting engagement for the Aetam. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you guys next time.